So, in world news, there's been a call for Putin's arrest. He's used white phosphorus incendiary devices on civilians. Now, guys, if don't know whether you've had much to do with chemistry or anything like that, but white phosphorus is a substance that's only safe while it's stored in water. As soon as it's pulled out of water and exposed to oxygen, it self-ignites. And it doesn't stop self-igniting until it's burned out. So you can imagine what it's like trying to put these fires out. You can't put them out. If it gets on your skin, you have to dig it out with a knife.
Cut away the. Yeah, that's pretty bad, eh?
Like,
so I mean, there's what is it? Handycam or phone camera footage now of a lot of it going around. You can check it out on YouTube of what they're calling white rain, and it looks spectacular. It looks beautiful. If it wasn't so deadly, it actually looks like a fireworks display. But the terror that it's actually raining down, each piece is said to have a burn time of about 2 minutes to maximize how much can be lit up.
Yep. And now you picture that, chat. You got pieces of hot molten metal, basically, raining down that will burn for 2 minutes that you cannot put out.
The only way to extinguish them is to literally cut off their oxygen source. But the problem is, as soon as you lift that dome or whatever you're going to put over it, you know, where there's no oxygen, as soon as you do that, it's just going to reignite.
Yep.
So there's no way to put it out. I mean, can you imagine that sort of shit on the Australian bushland? Oh, we'd be devastated. There'd be nothing that could put it out.
It was signed into law in 1980 not to be used on civilians.
And Russia signed that agreement along with China.
Russia is a signatory of that document. They said they would not do it, and they've gone and done it.
Yeah. Yeah. The other arrest that's making news is Trump's.
Oh, possible.
But I believe
possible
that this,
arrest.
Yeah. I think they're going to go ahead, but I think they're going to come up short. Like his lawyers are saying, they don't have a hope in hell of getting anything.
Oh, God, no.
He didn't do anything criminal.
No.
So I think in that situation,
people are paid off all the fucking time.
It is definitely political.
Yeah,
I think Comer's basically come out and said it's definitely political, because if they arrest him, right, he won't actually face trial before 2020, which means he's out of the contention for running for re-election.
Before 2024?
For 2024. Yeah. So he won't even see a trial, but because he'll be under investigation, he won't be allowed to run for president. So it is a political fucking sway to stop him. The same thing happened to Pauline Hanson here.
Yep.
Look how much they pushed her back and back and back and back. Every time she got fucking close to that line, that's it. They'd push her back again. She paid her dues. She did her time, you know. And half the people of fucking Australia probably agree that she probably shouldn't have done the time. It should have been her account keeping bitch.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, she was unawares, but she definitely said, you know, it's definitely my account. So she did the time. And they still find every opportunity they can to stop her going for the prime job, because they know that she's like Trump. Yep. She might be arrogant, she might be blunt, she might mean business, but isn't it about time we see some of that? Because Aussies are getting away with way too much shit now. It's just getting out of control. Especially we need someone who's firm, who's strong, and so I always try and, you know, give my vote to her, I reckon, because she's probably the only one that wants to call equal rights and actually mean it.
Yeah.
Equal rights. Nobody's special here. You're Australian.
I don't see the point of putting anyone over anyone else. We're all here. We're all the same. You only get out of life what you put into it.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And just get on with existing.
This is it. Like, I just don't get it. But you know, I don't know what people in America are scared of. I mean, when you really sit down and think hard to yourself, what did Trump actually do that was so wrong? Ask yourselves. And if you can answer it, please leave a comment, because I don't get it.
He hosted a TV show and said you fired a lot.
And he also got on and was totally roasted by how many people before he got a chance to roast them back?
Yeah, he did the
I mean,
Comedy
come on.
Central roast.
He loves people taking the piss out of him.
Yeah.
It's just another thing that makes him feel alive. Yes, you're gonna have your haters. No, you cannot please everybody.
He takes the
But
piss
what did
out
he
of
actually do
himself.
wrong? What did he actually do wrong? And I'm not talking morally. We know he's an arrogant bastard. He'll admit it himself. I'm talking about criminally. What has he done?
He takes the piss out of himself.
He doesn't deserve this amount of hate. So I really want to know, if you're American and you can kind of shed some light as to why he's so hated over there, and give me a legitimate excuse. Not that, his toupee's fucked, because we all know that too. But look at Boris Johnson. But
or not because he grabs women by the nether regions or anything. Like, don't come up with meme bullshit. Give us a legit
give us
reason.
facts. Yeah, give us facts as to what he's done so wrong, so harmful. And I really want to know, because everything I've seen so far, I can't actually see anything that the arrogant man has done wrong. Sorry, I don't. But he knew how to run a business well, and he knows how to run a country well. And if anything is to kind of prove that point, look at the state you're in now. I know they keep blaming the last administration, but it had nothing to do with that. This all fell to shit the minute he stood into the White House. So, take a look in the mirror, Joe.
At some point, someone's got to step back and actually have the nous to take a look at the bigger picture and run the place. Not just have a political ideal and be like a sheep and follow with the flow and have a political movement. Like that's no way to run a country.
Like, I sit here, right, and I go, geez, the shit that's going down in China. But in their defense, they don't get the freedom to look at YouTube and see the outside world's opinion.
No, they don't.
They're dictated to. They get told what's the truth, and that may not be the truth necessarily, but that's their truth, and that's what you'll abide by. So in that case, seriously, are you guys really that blocked off and shut off from society that you can't see what's happening to your own country?
And America, it's starting to happen to you guys too. Notice how Silnt said that. Their truth. All right? There is no such fucking their truth. It's the truth. There's no side on either of that side. Okay? The minute you take a side and say their truth, that's a biased fucking point of view. Right? It's got to be the truth. Facts. Facts.
It doesn't matter what side it's on.
Political movement. Facts don't have a bias.
That's it. You need to tell all the facts. Not just the half facts or half of the story. You need to tell the full story.
And that's the problem with the mainstream media at the moment, is these political activist pricks, and that's all they are, will take a side and run with it. They will take a bias and project their bias onto you so that you take their opinion as well. Yeah. It's the very definition of a cabal.
Yeah, I think that's slowly happening over there, though, because, they're censoring so much.
It's the very definition of brainwashing. It's a cabal in progress, guys. Like, wake up. You can take from the mainstream media, and then you can take from the independent journalists, take their truths from both sides, and form your own opinion. That's what I do.